Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to Mr. Farhan and Mr. Iskandar. I am CEO for this company. My name is HOC2013. Today I'm going to discuss about our title, how different expectation and requirement between employer and employees affect company performance. First, I want to talk about employees' expectation. Organization and manager have expectation for their employees. 1. Expectation employee have their employees is honest. Honest employee do not steal from or cheat their organization. Another expectation employer have of their employees is the ability to understand directions, both orally and written. When employee work as well with others, it makes the workplace better for everyone. Finally, an employee expects employees to have organization commitment. Commitment to the organization is how employee relates to the organization goals and determine whether an employee will remain with the same organization. Next, I want to talk about employee expectation. If every employee is unique and expectation may differ from employee to employees. Each employee has some basic expectation of their employee. This basic employee expectation include safe working condition, adequate training, policy communications, and paycheck to be correct and on time. Your employer will expect certain things at you, but you also have the right to expect for your employee. Employee expectation include the timely and accurate payment of wage, full explanation of a company policy, and especially for your job responsibility, and fair and constructive feedback from your expectations. Finally, most of these employee expectations are not only reasonable but also are required by the law. Next, we continue to Mr. Farhan so that he can explain more about our title today. I think with his explanation, so we can understand a bit more. So, Mr. Muhammad Farhan, can you continue our discuss today?
Thank you to Puan Anis. As we all know, the management is responsible for and retains the authority to manage and direct the size of the workplace, the work environment, work assignments, work hours, promotions, demotions, transfers, dismissals, and all other personnel actions. Managers are expected to ensure a safety and respectful work environment, provide employees with ongoing feedback, address performance and behavioral problems in a timely fashion. As an employer, you own the place. Even you are an employee, employer always expect you to take charge of the responsibilities you are given. Your employer doesn't go to you and tells you that you need to take charge and be proactive. But you should know, when you are given the responsibilities to perform, you need to. Now in these very days, it's impossible for your boss or your employer to tell you that you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. You need to understand the difference between what should be done and what shouldn't be done. You need to act as an employee of your own company, even if you are an employee of an organization. Take charge of your employees' responsibilities and you will see the difference in your results and in the way your employers communicate with you. The next one is possibility thinking. Your employer wants you to think of roles when there is none. To be a great employee, you need to be a possibility thinker. Now, if you expect that it will be written in the company policy, then it's insane. No one writes that in the company manual. For example, when you see that your team is doing a recruitment drive and nothing has been happening for months, You need to hang on and motivate your team to keep on going. Maybe you could give some ideas which should help your team tweak few things and maybe they will get the results. Possibility thinking is an important aspect of a successful company. If the employees of the company are not thinking positive, it's difficult for a company to sustain for long. And the other one is not sharing your company's information. You are not supposed to share any information of the company or use any of it for your own commercial purpose. As you are an employee of the organization, it's natural that the employees will trust you and share sensitive and confidential information with you. And you should keep their trust on you. If you don't, maybe no one will know, but you will lose your own trust. The best thing to do is to understand the value of this information and leave them in the office computer. If you need to carry a laptop, protect it with password so that no one can access it at your home. If you are honest and trustworthy, you will see that your growth is also a given, and no one can stop you from becoming an extraordinary employee of the company.
Thanks to Puan Anis and Mr. Farhan for the detailed explanation. Now I want to talk about employees are expected. 1. Report to work as scheduled and seek approval from their supervisors in advance for any changes to the established work schedule, including the use of leave and late or early arrival and departure. 2. Perform assigned duties and responsibilities with the highest degree of public trust. 3. Devote full effort to job responsibilities during work hours. 4. Maintain the qualifications, certification, licensure, or training requirements identified for their positions. 5. Demonstrate respect toward co-workers, supervisor, managers, subordinates, students, and customers. 6. Use state equipment, time, and resources judiciously and as authorized. 7. Support efforts that ensure a safe and healthy work environment. 8. Utilize leave and related employee benefit with the manner for which they were intended. 9. Resolve work-related issues and dispute in a professional manner and through established business processes. 10. Meet or exceed established job, perform expectations. 11. Make work-related decisions or take action that are in the best interest. Lastly, comply with the letter and spirit of the all state and agencies policies and procedure, the Conflict of the Interest Act, and Commonwealth law and regulations. Now we go back to Mr. Farhan about the explanation of the conclusions.
We can suggest an employee suggestion program. First, let us define what an employee suggestion program is. A program implemented by an organization to tap into employee ideas in hopes of improving the organization's processes and or products. An employee suggestions program gives your workers an outlet for expressing their ideas, concerns, and tips for making the workplace a better environment for engagement and productivity. Hostility and resentment are productivity and growth destroyers.